Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Ian as a Weirdo. So today I'm going to work on more whips. Yes, I have more whips. It seems like every time I cross a whip off my list, two more pop up in its place. And it feels a little never ending, I'll be honest. But like overall, I think I probably went from the realm of 32 whips to now I'm at 22, so it feels like progress. Some of those are projects getting completed. Some of them are projects that I'm frogging. I think just today alone, I frogged 5 or so projects that either I wasn't feeling anymore or one reason or another. I decided to frog them. Not a lot of them were knitting projects. I don't really knit. I never really did. I dabbled, but it just wasn't my thing. So I just was like, I'm not gonna come back to this. There's no point to it. So today I'm going to be working on another one of my projects. This is a pattern that I'm writing that I started and then I have stopped and blah, 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 blah. But first I need to clean up my desk because it's a bit of a chaotic mess. I wonder if you can, let's look at just a brief snapshot of it, and the paper covered a lot of it. Let's see. Hello. Yes, there's more. So I'm going to clean up my desk a little bit. Not gonna do the most right now. Don't know if you heard my dad sneezing, but true to form, dad sneezes are the loudest sneezes of all. I have adopted the dad sneeze myself. It's just who I am now. Yeah, so let's just get some of this shit out of the way. I'm gonna put this in a scrap bowl, even though I use it for tying off ends and stuff when I'm doing. Okay. I don't know why things scare me. I'm so easily startled. It's just who I am as a person. Don't judge me. I've got some things in here, some hooks that belong in a hook holder. For some reason, have escaped captivity. And we're just going to get a little bit more organized over here, so that things are a little bit easier to find when I need to find them, which will be in 3.5 seconds. This is a pattern for the... What is this pattern for? Oh, this is a pattern for the bats. I did not write the pattern for the bats, and definitely did not get credit for it, but I couldn't follow along with the video and do the live. We saw that in real time, so oh my gosh, I'm so snotty right now. I apologize. Oh my gosh. I have all these index cards and shit. Jeez, what am I doing over here? Planning on doing a little skills thing for my therapy skills that I've learned, so that it will be a little bit easier to remember them, have a medium that's a little bit easier to digest, so I can just flip through and find the skill I need when I need it. But yeah, so let's see. This pink yarn is also used to tie off my my things, but I don't think I have enough space for that, so I'm just gonna put it over there. Okay, so oh my gosh, so much stuff. I'm such a freaking junk collector. It's crazy. So sticky notes. And then I can never find a sticky note when I need it, but when I'm not looking for them, I can find 1.5 million. Just write what this is. we'll get to the whips soon. Hi, Diane. Welcome in. It's spelled applique. I'm just gonna put it's just for me, so who gives a shit if I don't spell it right? Honestly, I've got my compression gloves, which I may or may not use, depending on how it affects my tension. That's a pen. I feel like that shouldn't be floating around, but okay. Planner, medical bill, yay. Yeah, so today I'm going to be working on my jockstrap pattern. So you're just going to kind of see me in the pattern making process. I'm not going to be like, who knows how much progress we'll make, probably not much. I work very slow, especially when I'm pattern writing. But yeah, let's just get to it. Tape measure. This is clean enough. This is clean enough. Okay, so I have a couple projects in here. So I'm using a 2.75 millimeter crochet hook. So that is a C. I'm using my Furls Odyssey. Also, my voice has been like kind of going in and out. So if it decides to be, out, I do apologize. So I have a jockstrap that I'm using just kind of fun for visuals, and also just to see just the different ways to look at it. And then I also have where is it? I had a printout of like different jockstrap sizes for the fuck is that shit? Hey Lydia. Jockstrap sizes for sewing. Let me go in the other room and see if that's real quick. I'm gonna try not to trip over the wire that is lighting the background, but I trip over it like every other time. So 2 visits, odds aren't in my favor. So be right back. Okay, no idea where that piece of paper is. I hope it exists and I'm not just hallucinating things. I know I have it on my phone, which is how I printed it out. So I'm using, for this pattern test, I'm using the Cotton Kings World of Majestic yarn from Hobie. It's the soft print, and this is the color 214, so it's like a teal. I really like these. They're nice. I like the color variation. Now, you could make this, if you were making it, I want to make it so that you can sew fabric to it with a sewing machine. But if you didn't want to do that, like let's say you wanted a totally sheer mesh jockstrap, you could do that. But that's not what I'm planning to have it so that you can make it however you want, right? That's the pattern maker's point, is to have it where you can make it how you want. So I started with this, and then I was like, I feel like I need something more at the bottom due to the pain in my knee. I'm sorry to hear that, Lydia. So with this, I am going to have what I've written down in a pattern over here on this side, and I'm going to start it again because I want a little bit more of a tab to be able to sew it on. I also want to have a wider side so that when you're sewing, it's easier to sew the fabric on. So that was kind of one of my later realizations. So I do have one pattern that I found for a crochet jockstrap. If you don't care about it or you're tired of me saying the word jockstrap, that's cool. Like, it's just about crocheting and pattern writing. Like, that's the main deal, right? And I want to get more into pattern writing and less doing made to order, because my made to order stuff just doesn't really sell that much other than my packers, just because I'm a slower crocheter, and so I can't really charge what other people can do for the same thing. And while I do make weird, unusual things that other people aren't making, it's still difficult because people don't really know to search for them because they're weird items. So yeah, it's a little bit of a double-edged sword there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, into Hi, Brandon. Welcome in. Is pattern rising easy to read? It honestly depends on you. If you're making something that comes in multiple sizes, like sizing is super hard. And then you also want to make sure that you have pattern testers, because something that might be very clear to you might not be clear at all to other people. So I would say that it just takes practice, but it's definitely doable. I think anybody can do it. And it's a good stretch of your crochet skills and your understanding of crochet to write patterns, but not everybody wants to do that. And that's okay. Brandon, I'm trying to write a pattern for a jockstrap. I do have one pattern that I've purchased off of Etsy. Let me and it's fine. Like, the pattern is fine. Like, it's not the pattern. It's that I wanted something that was a little bit more, I don't know. I just wanted it to be a little bit more, just different. So I'm writing something. Let's see. There's a lot of undies for a couple undie options, but let me try to click on the wrong thing, motherfucker. I'm just gonna try to share with you what I've purchased. Now this one is created very similar to a with all these fucking ads on Etsy. What's going on? Sorry, I'm having a moment. Real moment. So, are sometimes difficult to make. Yeah, exactly. So this one I want to make mesh, like do a traditional kind of mesh style. And then I want to have it optional where you can sew fabric into it. So with this one, I'm going to make it in this like pretty teal variegated yarn. This is the soft prints, not prints, like soon to be king. From Hobie, it is the 8/4 soft print. This is the color 214. It is a one-weight yarn. It's the 8/4 cotton. It's very nice. It's very soft. It comes in quite a few colors. And so I'm using that. And then I'm trying to find, I just want to find the one that I've purchased, because I do want to give credit to other people who've done it, right? So let's see. Sorry, my ooh, there's one for bears. Oh, that's just hot. Okay. So it looks like there are some more options than when I first looked for this, which is always nice. I do like to see options. There's a knit one. That's fun. All kinds of fun stuff. Isn't Etsy great? And it looks like someone did do a mesh one, but it says it's double knit. I don't know. But there's a gay man one. That one looks like it has like a pineapple, like that pineapple stitch. You know what I'm talking about? Not that the dick or anything looks like a pineapple. That would be, I mean, who knows? Maybe you're into that kind of thing. No judgment. Let me just see. I'll just go into my purchases because I know I've bought it. And so the way that this one is shaped, it's very similar to like the cup of a bra, where you chain and then you kind of work around that chain. You add a couple extra stitches. I'm not telling you like the secrets of the pattern. That's just, I mean, you could look at it and tell that that's kind of how it works. But when I was I was going to make this pattern for Pride, and I was like, I kind of feel like I don't know. I wanted to do something a little bit different with the pattern. And because there's so many bra cups with the striped like pattern over and over again, I was like, I want to do something a little different. So I'm just making my own to see if I can make them look cool. Now, I did go through all of my patterns very recently, so I hope I can find this in the next 100 million years. But to me, like, jock straps are one of the sexiest things, and so I fully support anybody wearing them. Okay, it almost matches your hair. Yeah, my hair is more like royal blue, and this is a little bit more teal. There is one that's more true blue, but yeah, this is nice. Issues on your end of your screen going in and out. Yeah, that's because I'm looking on Etsy. So my it might not be good. More rigid areas is the knit stitch. That is a great idea. Yeah. Yeah. And I do not mind the knit stitch. I'm yeah, because I want it to be like, obviously, like the thing about, you know, there's so many patterns for people who are flatter in front, I'll say, and for patterns for people, so my screen might blank and do weird things, who knows. For patterns for people who have some volume up front, they I just didn't feel like there was enough. It's just there should be, like, I like to see variety, and I just wanted something a little bit different, and so I thought this would be a good starting point, and then I could go and do something a little bit more like crazy, you know, later on, like, you know, fuck, if we want to do cables or something, you know, fancy, like, we could do that, and that would be cool. But just doing like mesh, and then for me, I want to do, because I'm doing the teal, I want to do like a kind of really sheer like black mesh, and then I want to do a skin tone like dancewear, swimwear type fabric. I think that would be really nice. Still cannot find this pattern. It is escaping me. And I know it's there. I know in my heart. Unless I know in my heart, unless my heart is like, you bought this on Ribblr. Did I buy this on Ribblr? This is annoying. Okay, I'll find the pattern eventually. There you go. Plus the stitch looks really good. The stitch does look really nice. I do love the knit stitch. For this, I'm just going to go with the mesh, but I think that doing like a knit stitch or something, like obviously, like the thing is, like sometimes it's good to have like a really supportive, like I'm going to show you what one can look like, right? There's options, right? So some of them have really stretchy fabric. And like, so this one, like the fabric is like endlessly stretchy. Like it's so stretchy, so stretchy. Um, and this one's from Jockland, and you can see here, if you just folded it in half, it's got a seam right here that goes all the way down, and that's going to support any weight of things. And also be good and nice and supportive. So we do want some support there, but we also want some really nice edges. Oh my gosh, Nightbot, chill the fuck out. Sorry about that. But yeah, so I kind of am using this as like my base model to, and I also, like I said earlier, have a sewing pattern that has a, oh my gosh, Nightbot. I promise all of my Nightbot notifications are on different timers. I do not know why it's spamming this right now. I don't know. Okay. So, I'm going to just forget about the other pattern that I have for right now, and we're just going to focus on doing this one. Okay, so I'm just going to do a single crochet. Oh, am I? Who knows? Now, this part needs to be long enough that it is able to be a good tab to sew elastic to. If you're going to, I'm going to do a crochet and non-crochet option for this. But personally, I just like elastic better for jock straps. They just hold better. They do the trick of like a sexy jockstrap better, I think. However, if you wanted to do like something fully crochet, I'm gonna give that option too. So that's my mom's little yappy dog. Her name is Libby, and she's fucking annoying. Okay, so we should be 10 stitches across. Man, this yarn is pretty. Just like, just even like, can you see like the color variation and just that? Oh, that's pretty. So, and then maybe let's do 2 more rows of this. Now, I don't want to make this tab too long because this is going to sit right in between the legs, and if it's too wide, it's just not going to be comfortable. So we really just need it kind of at the base of the volume. I'm just trying to think about the words, because also the thing is, like, I wear them, I like them, and like mine is not attached. So that's why I do change a lot of my language as well, because it's inclusive of myself. The minute she comes home, it's just non-stop arguing. And sometimes she's like fine, but she doesn't like me. And I like she decided she didn't like me before I decided that I didn't like her. But because I was like, even though you're yippy and yappy, I will, you're still really cute. So I'll try to be sweet, but she just hates my guts. Maybe she can tell that I don't know. But I don't want to give her that much credit as, for being a smart dog. She's really, truly not. Um, Now my dog is smart, but he's also stupid. This dog, just stupid. And I'm using a really tiny hook. Now, granted, I am using really thin cotton, but I also really want to be able to get the stitches tight where I want them to be tight. And I feel like that'll make it a lot easier to run it through a sewing machine, especially with 3 layers on it. So let's see. So let me count my stitches real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I go back to your question, Lydia, of like, are patterns easy to write? I think they're like some are easy to write, but it all also depends on like you as a crocheter, because like that feels too wide. I don't really want it that wide, but yeah, I don't want it that wide. See this one, the fabric, they came down to like a point, and then they sewed the straps in kind of like that. But I wanted to kind of blunt that edge so it wouldn't be a point, just because you could sew it all kinds of like in weird ways, and I thought that having it flat would be easier to sew. But I really hate how wide this is. Okay, I'm gonna need to change my stitch count, because I want, let's see, I probably want like 1 inch, 1 inch elastic, and just based on my tension and my stitches, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my 1 inch is about 5 stitches for me. So if I went a little bit over and did 6 stitches, so we're gonna change everything. Okay. This is the fun about pattern making. Got called away. My husband is making a pair of pants and was needing a little help getting pants he is copying set up to make a pattern. Oh, I totally understand. My wife is always like, whenever I'm like, hey, I need to make a pattern, or I'm making it out of this or that, or I'm making adjustments, like, I get it. I get it. She is always very like, why do I have to do this? But I'm like, I need it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, I did have a like a female dress form, but I wanted to stop making those types of clothes, so I sold my dress form to my sister, who wanted to start sewing, which I don't think she has. So, I mean, it's her dress form. She can do what she wants with it. But now that I like, because my top surgery and stuff have been postponed, I'm like, oh god, I kind of wish I had it so that I could just make some stuff. But it's okay. And also, it's nice because a lot of people who buy crochet stuff have those bodies and want those types of things. Also, it's easier to, oh, I don't know how, but somehow, like, mosquitoes and stuff have gotten into my house. If you're running through a sewing machine, you'll need a walking foot to help with the bulk. Yeah, I've watched a bunch of videos on sewing it, so I feel pretty confident in that. Sorry if my computer is very loud. I don't know why. The fan seems like it's on overdrive today. Probably because I was trying to do like 8 things at once, and it doesn't really like multitasking. But what are you gonna do? So I like this width a lot better. I have to rethink how I'm doing my my increases. Now this should give enough surface area to sew on the elastic if you're going to sew on elastic. I did 3 rows of my single crochet. Oh, this yarn is pretty. I love like a tonal yarn. It's very nice. Okay, so you do have to document everything you do. Nothing is assumed. Assume that your reader just barely knows how to crochet. If you do any special stitches, take a lot of pictures. I find that that's really helpful. Yeah, so let's see. So I'm trying to, now I gotta think about how I want this done. Yarn, okay, and then I don't know if I need to do a special stitch for that. It's pretty. It's pretty obvious. But I want to shorthand it so I can so I can just not have to write that. Ink MS. I don't like that. Haven't noticed a thing. Oh, cool. Well, I'm glad that the increased mesh. I hate that, but whatever. It's fine. Okay. So let's see. So I have I wish I should have printed this off. I don't know why I have not printed it off. But I thought I printed it off and had like a paper. Basically, so this is a sewing pattern. Um, ugh. I just looked on YouTube on how to sew a jockstrap, and um, this person gave a free PDF on, like, I know you can't see shit, on the different sizing of the jockstrap that they jockstraps that they made. So so yeah, I know that that is really so incredibly helpful. Okay, now I had my way that I wanted to make it, and now I'm like really doubting my 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 brain. Okay, so I can't remember. Did I want to make it like sideways and have this be the base, or did I want to make it like facing forward? Oh, shit, I don't remember. Okay, let's just kind of go with a plan. Okay. So on row 4, and so oftentimes with these stitches, what I'll do, you'll find, like, this is what I'm doing for my doll. Like, I create like, I'll just put a bunch of dots, and like, if I'm like, I need to do my increase here and increase here, so I just have like random pictures, like pieces of paper all over of me, like just having a bunch of dots and being like, okay, this is how I'll do my increase, and like all this stuff. Like, it's not even you know, stuff that fucking like would make sense to anyone who tried to see it, even another crocheter. It's just like how my brain is like, yes, you will work like this. Okay, so I've got 6 stitches, right? And I want to double up on the sides and also have an increase. I want to do double up on the sides and have that increase, and then in the center, that will be good enough. Okay. I don't like, my pattern making is like, I feel like I'm like a beautiful minding it, but really it's just like, ew, like the whole time. Does anyone else write patterns, and what does your process look like? Because I haven't seen many people write patterns on like a stream or even a video. I've read patterns, obviously, that people have written, but I haven't seen people write patterns, so I don't know if everyone else's process is this chaotic. Probably not. But it's definitely very chaotic for me. Okay, actually, we're gonna make this different. Okay. Be sure to get the waistband elastic and not regular list. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I really like foldable elastic. Yeah, it has to be waistband elastic, or I do like foldable elastic when I'm making like joggers or like any kind of like pants and stuff like that. But like this one, like something I like. So I understand that the jock straps in their foundation, as far as I know, have a function in things like sports to hold cups and things like that. But then there's like the more like sensual wear jock strap that doesn't need to have that same look, and So you start to see bands that are thinner. Like this is still a 2-inch elastic, like waistband elastic, right? Like it's still like, so here you have a 1-inch elastic here, and then here you have a 2-inch. And so if you have to be really careful with elastic that sits around the waist because it does tend to roll. So there are elastics that do roll less, or anti-rolling elastics, because you don't really have to worry about these rolling because they're positioned in a way such that they form around the body, kind of between the legs and, around the cheeks. Kind of to the outside of the body, but the waistband, you have to make sure you don't want something that's going to roll, because if this is a sexy wear item, and then someone's worried about their that's it, it's kind of like why you wouldn't use like a panty fabric to make like just a waistband, because if you did, it would just roll down, and you have to be mindful of the elastic. Granted, different things, right? Because jock straps do need to hold weight. That is a function that they serve. So you have to be mindful of these things. Or at least I'm trying to think like that. And I don't, uh, so yeah, that's a great point. You do have to be mindful of the elastic that you pick. And then also there's pretty elastic out there, ones with like gold thread woven in them and stuff, but you need to, if you know how to knit the pouch. Brandon, you're overwhelming me. Okay, so if you know how to knit the pouch, it would look so neat with the designs. It could be done and would have less bulk. Sorry, I have no idea what you're saying. I make something and make notes and go through the process, scratch out areas after frog, redo. Yeah, I kind of have to do it like, I'll like do 2 steps, go back 1, do 2 steps to go back 1. Like that's my whole process. It's just like it's very whatever it is. I have no idea. My brain's a little fried, if you can't tell. It's been a long day, so uh, yeah. So in this one, we want to chain 2 because we're going to start our mesh. Okay, so double. First stitch. I've been doing so many herringbone half double or crochets, yeah, for my coffin top, that now I'm like, whenever I'm doing like a stitch that doesn't have like that slip stitch component in it, I'm like, I have to slow down and kind of figure out what I'm doing. Oh shit. Okay, so I think I didn't. Okay, did I not count this right? Oh, I needed 7 stitches. That's why I did 10, because of the multiple, or because of the chain component of the mesh. Fuck. Okay. Can I salvage this? Okay. If you're going to be doing that, you mean okay. So I found this really gorgeous, and it was like just elastic, like rainbow harness. and it was so gorgeous. And then I was like, oh shit, I'm not getting my top surgery. And I'm like, this is just gonna highlight that I haven't got my top surgery. I'm so annoyed. But if you have a harness brand that you like and you want to share, please let me know, because I'm always down for some of that. Okay, so we're just gonna change the number because I need, so if I add one here, then I can do the 2. Okay, yeah, so that'll be, so I just have to, and see, I had thought all this stuff out, and then now my brain's like, because I'm doing this on live. Although this is kind of how it goes, anyways. Yeah. Compared to knit, which is thinner, is thicker, less pliable fabric compared to knit, which is thinner. I want to say that that statement is correct, but I also know that crochet uses more yarn, and no, okay, everything is okay. Sorry, I'm really sorry. My brain is so exhausted. I had like, okay, so my day, I had my 3 hours of group therapy, which for those of you who don't know, I am in an intensive outpatient program. Same one I've been in before. Great program, highly recommend. Charlie Health, they do great work. They put up with me, so doing the Lord's work, if you will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then so I had 3 hours of that, and that is a lot on like any day, right? And then because like the whole time you're like, how can I be a better me? And then like the whole time, so your brain's constantly just like going and going and going, and you're just like, please, I just want a break. But no, you have to, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you have to pay attention and all this stuff. So I did that, and then I had my couples counseling session, so that was an hour, and that was really good, really productive. And I've been cleaning. TMI, just ordered a bidet. I'm not sure if it's faulty or not. Like sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I installed it myself. I'm not very handy. I will be the first person to say that I am not the most handy person, but like installed it myself, very easy to install, but I don't know if I got a faulty model or not, because the feature that does the spraying, that's supposed to be like retractable, works sometimes. Sometimes. It's not a kind of sometimes type of thing that you want from your device. So I'm a little like, okay, well, let me, and I got it from Amazon. So if it, it would be an easy return, I imagine, I hope. I mean, it wasn't expensive. So, but I've just been hearing good things about them since the pandemic. So I just, I figured, why not? I actually, other reasons. Anyways, is the one who usually looks and buys them. Um, the harnesses or the bidets? Very different things. All means to an end sometimes. um, uh, but, sorry, my brain was just like, power down. Let's see. So, check my stitches? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you hate counting stitches, do not write patterns. Just don't bother. The harnesses. Very nice, very nice. I bet you are a very good boy. I try to be. Oh my gosh, this bug is gonna drive me up the wall. I'm already losing it. But so like installed things, cleaned a bunch, did laundry, made dinner. Your boy's exhausted. And I know to anyone who has a normal, quote unquote, normal life that does things like work and things, that you might look at my day and be like, you did less than half of the hours worth of shit that I've done today. To that, I would reply, you are absolutely correct. It doesn't mean that I'm not allowed to be exhausted. Nightbot, all at the same time. Why? Something's got to be wrong with Nightbot because it's just been going bonkers, and I do apologize. I would never do this on purpose to all of you, just to spam you relentlessly with crap. Okay. So so I need I always need my stitch count. Do I always need it to be a multiple of 3 plus 1? I think. So I'm going to chain 2, which does not add a stitch. Do my increase here, and that's going to give enough to sew on a little bit. And then I'm going to chain 2. Skip. Okay, so now that we're here, because at the end of this, what's normal? Exactly. Normal is a setting on a washing machine. As far as I'm concerned, that's about as normal as it gets. Oh my gosh. So if I don't know what you're into, Brandon, but I've been like obsessing over this YouTube channel called What's the Safe Word? What's the Safe Word? It's so good. I don't know if you're into like kink things. But if you are, they're very good, and I will put their channel. The screen might go a little wah, 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 wah. But they're a couple. They talk about all kinds of things. They are a great educational resource. They're hilarious and so hot. So hot. Especially Daddy. Oh my gosh, you love them. Oh my gosh. So yeah. So I've just been crushing those videos today. So let's see. So this is gonna have. So this is gonna be a stitch. 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 And this one's gonna be one. Okay. So that is 5 right there. And I need I don't know if I want to go out that fast, but So are you, do you lean more pup or more daddy? Or neither and you just like watching it? Because I'm definitely all about daddy. I love facial hair. I just love it's so hot. And he's hot. Anyways, we could talk for days about that. Anyways, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I need 7. So I'll do an increase here. There we go. Yeah. And I've been watching their videos like pretty casually for a while, but like I don't know why, but I've just been sitting down and just binging the hell out of their stuff. Um Gene 2. That should give me fuck. My counts are wrong. Wait, no, they're not wrong. That should give me 7, right? Okay. Nice. Very nice. Oh my gosh, they're so good, right? And sometimes I'm like honestly, like the reason I just recently got what I got was because of like some of their hauls, and then also their like Tushy sponsorship, where I was like, I can't deny it anymore. But then I was like looking on Amazon, and I was like, they're so much cheaper, and I can return them if I don't like them. And yep, I'm like, next I'm gonna be getting a Helix mattress, getting fucking furniture. But I'm not susceptible to things. But I do like that they do a lot of education. Um, I'd like to see, some more trans representation, which, they're doing a great job at being inclusive as is, but, there's no limit to what uh, uh, representation can look like. But their toy hauls and all their hauls that they do, like it's so good to know, because like a lot of people get these things and like don't realize that, like, one, either they're garbage, or two, like if you want to get into play, like these things are actually like not, maybe not the best things to get, or that some of them are good ways to get into to play, but they're not. There are like nicer options, because it can be a little intimidating getting into that whole world. So, inexpensive, real expensive. If you just like dove right in, and then what if you like bought this like really expensive whatever, and then you found out you weren't into that type of thing? So it's just nice to have someone trying it out. Oh my gosh, I just watched one video that literally had me just like drooling on the floor, and I'm like, I'm sure I'm gonna try to word this in a way that is not the specific product, but oh my gosh, I watched that one. That thing was fucking oh my gosh, it was so funny. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. The one that I watched like at least 50 videos in the past 2 days. But one of the ones was the replicate. I'm alternating words here. Replicate a penis uh, that they did for Amp's birthday. That video. Cold showers for a week. Cold showers for the week. I saw the drinks one. There's a food one. I don't think you can drop links, which is really stupid. I guess I don't really know why. I don't think Nightbot will let you drop links, which I think is stupid, frankly. And they're also really hard to search for a specific video. So if they have one with food, I'll try to find it. But I did see the one that they made. I think it was like, I don't know if it was around the holidays or if they just made an eggnog with their synthetic. Oh my gosh, I have to watch the food one too. That's hilarious. Um, they're so funny. They're so funny, and they're just so fun to watch. Okay. It was the holidays. Okay, cool. It's because I've been watching them all out of order that I legitimately have no idea when they were. The food is more recent. Okay, I will have to watch that one because I had so much fun with the drink one. It was hilarious. Um, Now I'm trying to decide if I want to keep it all mesh all the way up or if I want to do some single crochets to kind of give it a little bit more. I mean, it's gonna have so much more flexibility if I don't. And I feel like it'll just look better. Like, let's go try to go all mesh. I'm here. My door next door is doing fireworks. Yeah, Brandon and I are talking about different types of fireworks. um, but that's cool. I just stumbled upon them one day, and I was like, "This is what I needed. This is it." Um, uh, but yeah, they're really fun. So I'm so thankful. Yeah, I yeah, I'm trying to think of what other. There was one. There was one that they did very recently. I think it was actually like literally like today or yesterday, but it was like it was either I think it was just them reacting to like corporate pride and things like that. And the first one like legitimately had me on the fucking floor, and it was like um we asked a bunch of like the headline for a title, like a headline for an article was like, we asked a bunch of older gays if kink should be allowed at Pride, and they asked, are you cops? And I was like, yep. And I mean, like, I know that there is a very dark history behind that, but it's also just really, there is a dark history behind it, but you know what I'm saying. It just was really funny to read, but it's sad the more I think about it. Now I feel bad about saying it, but like just it's moments like that where you go like, I really appreciate that like the progress we've made in so many things. But like the people who were there and lived it, like still don't trust certain things. So now I am on row 5. So I'm going to do a double crochet into this stitch. I've been off YouTube and just mostly doing, yeah, I understand that. Nightbot is seriously on y'all tonight. I do apologize. I'm embarrassed about their behavior. Okay, so let's see. So that's 1. There's going to be 2 over here. 7. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to do mental math. It just doesn't work. Okay, so I think I will keep it. So it doesn't need to be that stretchy right there. So I'm going to keep it at 7. So 1, 2. Next stitch. Okay, so night bud. Oh, I love that. Like, there are things that I do want to say, but it's just like needs to chill out. Chain 2, but like it's just too much, right? It's like it's being pestered all the time. I can't believe it's been an hour already. Time flies when you literally are on row 5 of writing a pattern that has 7 stitches across. Okay, so double crochet, chain 2, skip next stitch, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, I'm just gonna have to write a repeat because this is like, no one's gonna want to read this. They're gonna rip out their hair. It's just fun. I know. I'm just fun to talk. You are so fun to talk to. And also, it's just really nice to talk about things like this. Because a lot of people just don't. And it's, I feel like, the more you talk about things and normalize them, the less, like, because, like, fun things are fun and should be fun. And that is okay. It's okay to have fun. And sorry if that is very vague and it sounds like my brain is melting. I'm sure I look like I'm losing my mind, but I promise there is a tiny little, it's not a mosquito, I believe it's a gnat. And no, I didn't get it. I did get these little so I was trying to figure out, there's so many bug traps and stuff out there now, but I got these ones that are like little lights, like night light looking things, but they have sticky pads on them. But when you have all the lights on, obviously, like your bugs are still gonna be flying around. But I'm hoping that once the lights go out, that the bugs are lured into a false sense of security and they fall into my trap, literally, and I can just get rid of them because I'm tired. Now I'm trying to decide. So I want just to and clean candy and like then maybe chain, which isn't that much. Not so bad. I hate chain, but I uh I just kind of want to reduce. I just kind of don't want the bulk of in my way off of the. What just happened? Did y'all see that? Did something like yellow or something pop up on my screen, or am I really losing it? Because if I'm losing it that bad, I'm just gonna log off for the night. But I think I might put it actually in the last. I might put it in the chain, the turning chain, rather than the the thing, just to keep the edges nice and smooth looking. But I don't think I have the right number of stitches, because let's see, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and that'll be 5, 6. So I need one more stitch. So I think I'm gonna go ahead. Uh, I was looking down. Use apple cider vinegar in a small glass cover. I've seen things like that. Yes. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. The drains. They can get so bad. We did a really thorough like bug treatment because we were having really bad like millipede problems. Is it millipede or centipede? It's it's the ones that are like have like the crunchy shells, not the ones with like the legs that like poke out, but the ones with like a bunch of little legs that go like this. But we were having tons of those, and this was maybe 2 years ago. So I'm surprised that it's at least lasted this long. But it would be like just anytime you walked anywhere, it would just be like crunch, step, step, crunch, step, step, crunch. It was so gross. There were just carcasses everywhere. It was a bug graveyard. And our animals were so like, I mean, like they just like our animals are pretty good at like torturing or eating bugs. But they were even just like, there are too many. We're overrun. We're done. We can't do anything. So, so they gave up, which didn't inspire us. Um, so, anywho, I rewound and didn't see anything. Okay, so, okay, I am losing it. I am losing it. Let me finish this row, which is not showing a lot of progress, but at least it's something. And then I got to figure out where to place this stitch. suck at this. Okay, so we're gonna double crochet and then chain 2, and then double crochet into chain space, chain 2, double crochet. Okay. Been awake 2 days. I know I need sleep, but I'm wide awake. I applied the yarn I spun over the past few weeks. I'm so proud of it. Ooh, I would love to see your yarn. I'm obsessed with hand spun yarn. I love Crystal at Hook That Yarn here on YouTube. She does an amazing job. Spinning yarn. She just has a really amazing way with colors and just creates this amazing yarn content. Would love to see what you do. And I know that's a talent. I mean, I could technically spin yarn, but also I just do not have like good, like I'm just not good at combining colors. I'm impatient. Like she's offered to get, like to send me a drop spindle, and I'm like, do not do that. I don't need another hobby that I will abandon. So yeah, I was like, don't do that. Okay, so now I gotta change my instructions. Okay, so we're gonna go back to this point in time. So I did the double crochet, send it to you. Okay, cool. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Those are beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful yarns. Oh my gosh. You should be very proud. You did a great job. The coloring of the one on the right, I think I just saw something on the Hirschner's website because I'm subscribed there, and they have they are coming. They're like they have new yarns coming, and they're like because you're a subscriber or whatever, like here's like a heads up on new yarns. And so I think it's Lion Brand that does Respun. It's like recycled yarn, but they have a roving. Let me see if I can find it. Sorry if my computer goes a little glitch for a second. But one of the colors kind of reminds me of that Yeah, it's Lion Brand Respun. Maybe, does the color remind me of that? I don't know. Oh, they did kind of like a green. Well, kind of, yeah, there's like 2 yarns that it kind of does. So it looks like that, which this yarn got me very excited. So, so yeah, Hirschner's has some new things coming up. Joann, I've been stalking their page, which I haven't checked today, so I guess I'm a bad stalker. Just never done it before. I don't know. Your yarn looks great. You should be very proud of it. I just want to make that very clear that I'm not saying, oh, look, someone's already done it. That's not my point at all. I'm just saying, oh, I just saw something that looked very similar. That's all I'm saying. You should be very proud of it. You did a great job. Wanted to be clear that I am not that much of an asshole. But I posted on Army of Weirdos. They're all different colors throughout the spools. I love that. I think that's so cool. So, recently, um, the Big Twist Halloween yarn came back on the Joann app. And if you recall last year, the yarn was like, it sold out. It wasn't available online at any point, period. If it was sold out immediately. And only some stores got like 3 skeins of each color. There are 3 colors. I got 3 of one. So I got 3 of the jack-o'-lantern color. I still don't know what to do with it because it's like I got to do something special with it, especially if it doesn't come back. But the fact that it's online again, I'm hoping means that it will be restocked in an adequate fashion. So this is the color jack-o'-lantern. It's got shades of orange and grays. It is so gorgeous. It's got some black in there, got some speckles. It's just really, really beautiful. I got 3 skeins of this. I don't know what to do with it. They also had the color Witch's Potion, which looks like it has white, black, green, and purple, which I do love all of those colors, especially together. But the green and purple that they chose, I was like, I feel like I wanted to see it in person. They did have the color Vamp, and now this is the color that I was dying to get my hands on. Somebody picked it up before I could get a hold of it. But let me see if I turn my brightness. I know sometimes if I turn my brightness down, you can see it a little bit better. But like this, it's a little bit brighter than what it's showing just because of my phone brightness. But it's like shades of red and black. Oh my gosh, so gorgeous. And you have it all from last year. Did you get all 3 colors? So when I went, the only ones in store were the color, the Witch's Potion that I didn't love the colors of, and I had to order it online because they like, even when I went in store, they're like, we don't have this, and I'm like, it says you have it in store. This is when they still had orders in stores. Now they don't even have that at my store or any stores in the area, but they did have this one, so I ordered this one online for online pickup, and I got it. It's so beautiful. I don't know what to do with it, and then I want to see if I can get more. I haven't touched it, so I really want to use it. I don't want it to be like a collector's yarn. I would love to use it, and there's a market for Halloween yarn, but the red Vamp color, oh my gosh, that had my little goth heart racing. You know it did. But of course, I had to get the jack-o'-lantern one. Look at these. Oh, my jack-o'-lantern boxers. Aren't they cute? So yeah. Let me finish writing this row. Like I said, I would. Over there. Okay. Okay. So, And then I'm gonna do, I wish I was better at naming like my stitches that I make up. I'm not, they're not creative. So, but I think they get the job done. So we'll see if this stitch looks like I want it to. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. As you can see, I have my little, it's not a real like martingale. It's just a little fake cute one, but just need someone to give me a real one. That's all. Sorry, I get sidetracked. Oh my gosh, my whole life is a bunch of side quests. ADHD. And then, so let's see. So let's see if this looks like I want it to. The pulls on the chain kind of weird. Oh, I don't like that. Okay. Order it from the warehouse to get before it runs out. That's what I did. Just pull one of the colors you like of each and then use one of them as accents of the solids. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's a good idea. That's a great way to use variegated yarn. And other people have told me, I've seen other people do similar things, but I even had a video where I was like, I was like, I don't know how to use this yarn. And it was like, how do I use variegated yarn? Because I get so excited because the colors are so pretty. You know, solids are like less exciting, just kind of in general. Let me find the video, but make sure I'm muted so it doesn't start playing. I think it's on my other channel. Can't spell my own name right. But I had a video where it was like, I don't know how to use self-striping yarn. I don't know how to use variegated, but I do color or picking like colors and using uh, the YouTube playlists have been very weird because I tried to find some videos on Bag of Days, on Bag of Days channel, and Bag of Days really good at putting everything a in a playlist. And but like once you're on, like if you do it on a desktop, it's very what did but once you click on a video for a fucking my head is like once you click on a video for a playlist, it just like it gets in the way and you can't move it out of the way. Okay, so this is on my main channel. That's what it's telling me. Okay. But yeah, I can't move this video, and I'm so, like, why can't I just get out of the playlist? Dear, whoever runs YouTube, is it still that Susan lady? I don't know. Whoever. Just make my life easier, please. But yeah, let me try to find this video on how to use variegated yarn. I do like the idea of pulling in color. If you have any other ideas, this is the place to tell me, because I will forget. But I like how you described it. Because sometimes I just want to make things all in variegated yarn, and then I lose all my texture and all the work that I did. I have chemo brain, and so short-term memory is bad. Sometimes it's hard to complete a thought or remember hyperfixating on things. Yes, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes. I mean, with my ADHD, my PTSD, and my TBI, my traumatic brain injury, it doesn't work like it used to. It just doesn't. And like, I almost recently, I'm trying to think of how winter was it. I almost recently went into and arranged a glucose parental figure arrangement. And I tried to ask questions about accommodating my disability, and one of them being like, if I forget things, like what's protocol if I forget things, like if I'm not being willful but I just forget. And the person did not have a great response, which is why they were not my glucose parental figure. Also there were like a ton of red flags, but I don't know. I'm like, is this the stitch? It has to be. Okay, I'm just doing the last stitch. No. Like, I'm a big believer, and I think most people in the community are big believers that communication is a really important aspect of all things, but especially those types of situations. And if you can't give me a straightforward answer about like accommodating my ability to have my brain function normal, you have to use very simple stitches. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I always want to like, I'm always like texture in my stitches, and then like I use variegated yarn, and I'm like, what am I doing? Okay, so let's see. So this looks like the world's ugliest seashell. But let's see if we have the right number of stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, perfect. So I did that, and now that I have finished row 5 and I'm exhausted mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, all of that stuff, reminds me of all the things I have to get done today. I've taken my meds. Yes, meds, eating, things like that. Oh my gosh. Laundry. Oh my gosh. How many times have I left things in the washer and like for days and not put them in the dryer, and then they're gross and moldy, and I've got to wash them like 3 more times and waste water because I forgot them in the washer? Memory is so hard. And people who have pristine memories, and granted, there's obviously downsides in that. My wife has a great memory, and there's things that she wishes she did not remember. But like that sounded very dark. It wasn't supposed to be very dark, although anyways. but like I have such a bad memory. I've always had a bad one, but since my brain injury, things just it's the gray matter is gray pudding. It is not. It's only there for aesthetics. I promise it's not doing its job. Especially the more tired I get, the more distracted I get, the more shiny things, the more bright things, like whatever. If I can find a way, the reason I have so many whips, the reason that this is the summer of whips, is because I get distracted. I forget that I was doing these projects, and then I'm like, oh shit, I have 30 fucking whips. What the hell? Um, so yeah, I would like to remember. It's not fun being able to not remember. I'm sure anyone who can't remember knows that. But it's just, one of the many things that life will throw at us, and hopefully we can surround ourselves with people who get it, who will be understanding and help us through it. So that's the hope, right? So I'm gonna let you go because my brain is so fried, so fried. Um, and I hope you have a great evening, day, morning, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I hope you have a great one, and we'll talk to you all later.